Welcome to RankEmz, number 9. How's my favorite idiot, Birdman? How you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
Just all right? Just all right?
Yeah, busy day.
I heard you had a little wild weekend.
Yeah.
Spent $1,000 poolside. You know, must be
Vegas.
some of that little RankEmz money coming through.
Yeah,
for you,
man,
huh?
it's coming right in the left pocket, right out the right pocket, you know?
You know, it's funny. I haven't seen a dime, so maybe
weird.
you can keep me in the loop, or I don't know.
No, we agreed that I handle it all, so.
So you like the RankEmz hoodies, huh?
Well,
I think you made them.
A little bit of that came from some of those sales, so.
Pretty sure you made these.
Yeah.
If anybody out there wants to buy one, let us know in the comments. If you don't, we don't care. Don't buy one.
Yeah.
It's your problem.
Merch page isn't up yet, but it'll be up soon, so.
Yeah, these are definitely like top quality too. I washed it once, and I'm pretty sure like it's just rank.
Yeah.
Like all the letters came off. Nice job on these, but at least you're making money to go to Vegas. That's cool.
It's a prototype. Give me a break. Got to start somewhere.
Well, what do you want me to tell you? All right, well, episode 9. Welcome to RankEmz. This is where we rank stuff and have some fun along the way. By this point, our followers, we did increase by 1 today.
Yeah.
They kind of know the deal. Birdman presents a random topic. I'm kind of stuck in the deer and headlights mode here, and I try to figure it out as we go. So I don't know if you want to take it from there or what.
Yeah. All right.
By the way, a little callback. Charlie Barkles again.
All right.
Just because our one idiot friend, our one idiot friend that sells beers?
Yeah.
He promises to send me some beers to actually have a real sponsor.
Yeah.
Haven't gotten them yet. Also, for the record, did not know beer needed salespeople.
Yeah.
Kind of one of those things that sells itself, but God bless him. He's a hardworking idiot, and we love him. Cheers.
There is mail delays, so maybe it's just stuck in the mail or something.
It could be. It could very well be stuck in the mail. He just didn't do it.
We might be blaming that idiot, but it might actually.
Or he just didn't do it, which is more likely the case.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume that, but.
All right, well, kick us off, man.
All right, so yeah, I'll go ahead and kind of kick it off here. Growing up in the 80s and the 90s, I feel like that was kind of really the start of big endorsement deals for athletes. You had everything from O.J. Simpson telling you to rent your next car from Hertz to Michael Jordan eating Big Macs. It definitely seemed like from each sport there were kind of the biggest athletes that were always trying to sell you something. Then you also had local athletes that would do like those real dumb radio and local TV ads, like your car dealership ads. Apparently some people would be excited to buy a new Cadillac from the same dealer that the backup QB would also buy a fucking Cadillac from. So
that was a thing. That was definitely a thing. Not for me, but it was a thing.
Yeah. So yes, sports sponsorships were like real big for us growing up, I feel like.
I remember seeing Rick Tocchet at the Oldsmobile dealership, and I don't know, we just got his autograph. I didn't buy an Oldsmobile, I was like 12, but either way, it was like a big deal. He was in there signing autographs. I bet you they moved like 15 Oldsmobiles that day.
Yeah. And I feel like our parents didn't really kind of go through that. There were certainly advertisements, but I don't think there were as many like big deal spokesmen, athletes, sponsorships, that kind of stuff. So thinking about all that, right? There was really nothing bigger than the sneaker endorsements in the 80s and 90s. Of course, the biggest of those was Michael Jordan with Nike. So what I'd like to do is discuss our favorite sneakers from growing up.
Got one right here. Look at this.
Yeah, look at that.
Didn't even know it. They got the Jumpman on the shortsies here.
Yeah. So I really focused today on 80s and 90s sneaks. Not all of these have kind of sports endorsements, but some of them do. And there's kind of a few that we'll kind of go through. But there's 5 that we're going to rank today. So I did send you a file. You want to go ahead and open that. It'll give you some pictures of some of the ones we're going to look through.
I love when you send me these emails, man. This is the best.
Yeah. So as you're kind of going through that...
80s and 90s sneaks, man.
Yeah.
God, where do you come up with this stuff? My lady friend, she grew up in the middle of the country, so like the wrong part of it, and they call them tennis shoes. They don't even use the word sneaker. It's always tennis shoes. And she's never played tennis.
Yeah. And like you're not going to get pair of Air Jordans and play tennis in them.
I mean, you could.
Yes.
But they're all, I think the overall categories are all sneakers, and tennis shoes may be a subset, like your K-Swiss or something.
Yeah.
Might be a subset. Either way, it drives me bananas. So, just another one of those regional things. But I got the email up here, man. Jesus Christ, this is gonna be a good one.
So yeah, today, normally we like to keep it around 4 to 5. We're going to have 5 shoes that we're going to rank. These are in no particular order. As you know, we kind of both of us have our own different criteria why we rank something the way we do. But one is the Reebok Pump, revolutionary shoe. 2, this is just Nike Air Jordans in general, right? So I'm not picking a specific Air Jordan. 3 is the Adidas Samba. Number 4 are British Knights. So not one individual. It's more the entire brand that existed kind of during the 80s and 90s. And number 5 are those Puma kind of suede shoes. I don't know if they have a specific name, but you'll be able to... Smitty will put up the images here.
Yeah, it's kind of like that standard low top. Kind of almost looks like a Samba. Everybody knows them.
Yeah. So yeah, like I'll just give you a little bit of background on some of these, just for some of those that might not know. But you know, your Nike Air Jordans, like I said, I'm not specifically ranking any of one specific year. I'm kind of grouping these as a whole. I know there could be some pushback from all the sneakerheads that are listening out there. We did get, based on some of the comments, I think we probably have 30 to 40 sneakerhead subscribers. So don't get too.
I didn't know as many people like sneakers as like I have this one coworker who's a fucking freak about it,
dude. There are like
I didn't realize.
eBay-like exchanges that only deal in sneaks.
Well, he was telling me, like, if you have, like, the original Yeezys or what, I don't know, it was like a Kanye Nike, it's like, he's like, they're worth like $7,000. And I was like, can I buy 2 and just sell 1 and keep 1 in the case and at least get half my money back? It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I guess there's an idiot, you know, for every real quick, though, I am sponsored by these. I want to bring these up. These Minnetonkas.
Okay.
Do you ever get a Minnetonka?
No, I've never even heard of them.
So it's like a moccasin, you know, with the sole. Makes you want to take the trash out all night, every night.
Okay.
They're perfect for the trash cans. Anyway, I just got them. They make it a little sweaty. Maybe run a size small. So I'm a 12. Probably should have got a 13.
So
Either way.
What we're going to do is later on in the year, we're going to rank lady shoes. We'll add that into the lady shoes ranking.
Okay.
Does that work?
Perfect. Yeah, my high heels, my pumps, and my yeah. Okay.
We'll do that.
Nobody's ever liked you, by the way. Keep going.
Well, all right. Just the Nike Air Jordans. They were originally released in 1985 and kind of continue through today. Number 2 is the Reebok Pump. I don't have any sales figures, but in my childhood perception, the Reebok Pump had to be a close second to the Air Jordans. They were first introduced in '89. And it was, you know, a revolutionary design that allowed for kind of a unique fitting tongue where you could kind of pump up the tongue and release air.
God damn.
They were the first famous athletes to endorse the pumps were both Shaq and then Dan and Dave from the famous Reebok campaign leading up to the 1992 Summer Olympics in Barcelona.
Where Dan didn't make it, or Dave, or one of them didn't even qualify.
Dan failed to qualify.
Yeah. Like heptathlon or something?
I think it was one of those tathlons. I don't know which
one. So you throw. How can you be good at throwing spears as well as hurdles as well as sprinting? Like, come on, that's different skill sets. Either way.
Yeah. So like imagine Reebok dumped all this money. Now I'm sure they weren't costing as much as Shaq was, but like they're just dumping all this money in, and then it just blows up in their face.
They didn't cost as much as Shaq, but the amount of airtime that cost a lot.
Yeah.
And Shaq back then wasn't Shaq now.
Yeah,
he was just a rookie out of LSU, big guy.
Yeah, he was still probably like commanding some money though, I would think.
I love me some Shaq. Shaq and Charles Barkley, like what doesn't get any better than that?
Man, when they go back and forth, it's great. But I digress. So number 3, the Adidas Samba. These shoes really kind of remind me of soccer from growing up. First released in 1949 and continue to be made in various styles today. They're a simple shoe that I can remember some of the athletic kids wearing.
I feel like everybody had them in 3rd grade. Like it was like the thing. Like every single kid had them. I had them.
Yep. I had a pair at one point.
I didn't play soccer, but like everybody, it was just like the shoe you had.
But if you think back to high school, you had some of the soccer kids that still had them, still rocking.
Oh yeah, they thought it was still cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, cool guys.
You know, bunch of cool guys, but yeah.
Yeah, real football isn't play with your feet. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, number 4, British Knights. This is a kind of a little one that's a little bit out of left field, but I'll tell you why they're included. Right.
I got plenty on this.
The first sneakers in the British Knight line were launched in '85 in New York City. Unlike some of the other shoes, the branding and endorsements for these came from hip hop artists at the time. So not the athlete endorsements, but hip hop artists. In 1990, MC Hammer became their biggest endorsement. But there were also athletes athletes that did endorse them as well, including Derek Coleman of the New Jersey Nets in '91. But as an 80s kid, the one thing that I always think of is
don't even say it. Can I say it? Can I say it?
Yeah.
Double Dare.
So I put Nickelodeon prizes.
Yeah.
So there was always a prize for various shows like Double Dare, Do You Have It, Guts, and Legends of the Hidden Temple, right? They were always like,
of course,
hawking these British knights. So
it was like your first place prize was like a Nintendo. The second place prize was everybody gets British Knights.
Yeah.
The grand prize was a trip to Orlando, where you already are.
Yeah.
Right, because you're already at Nickelodeon Studios. Like, just come back and spend more money. All right. I digress. I think of Nickelodeon every time.
That's why I included them, because it was like a bigger thing when I was a kid, right? So I'm putting on my like 80s and 90s kid age hat, and they were important. And then finally,
it's every episode you put the 80s and 90s kid thing on, but
it's our thing right now.
Well, that's kind of your thing, but all right, I'll go with it.
And then last we have Pumas. It's a classic low-top sneaker, another soccer brand like Adidas, but these were usually better colors, had that fake suede kind of material. I definitely remember a lot of kids wearing these. I had various pairs throughout the years. So
all right, I like this list a lot.
Yeah, it's up to you, man. Number 5. Let's hear it.
I think there's a couple obvious ones here, more towards the top than the bottom, but I'm gonna have to go. And it's just weird for me to even say it. Samba, number 5.
Yeah.
Just like Mamba, number 5, right? Isn't that song?
That's Mambo, number 5, but yeah.
Mambo, number 5. We're going to go Samba, number 5.
Yeah.
The reason that I feel bad about it is because literally that was the shoe in 3rd grade. Everybody had them, soccer nerd or not, right? We weren't trying to be cool. You just had those. Versatile. They're black. They go with everything. Even today, you still see some grown-ass men wearing them, with like business pants on at a trade show, for example. Great shoe, pretty comfortable. Kind of had like they didn't have the white sole. They had like that
tan.
Let me pull it up here.
It's like tan.
Yeah, it was tan. The one you sent me is all black. But they always had that tan sole. And Adidas, right, as a brand, I feel like didn't get much love on this list.
Yeah.
And if that's the one that we're going with Adidas. Because there's also the shell tops. There's also the the old white ones with the green that people talk about. It's a guy's name.
I just remember Rob Lavers.
Something like that.
I think it's Rod Laver or something. He was a tennis player.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the sneakerheads are going to blow up about this. Sorry, guys. I have other things to worry about. But listen, yeah, I think that's right.
The Sambas were just what I remembered as a kid. So that's what I wanted on here.
I feel bad ranking them 5, but I have to put them 5 given this list of this murderer's row.
Yeah. So
5 Samba.
I don't disagree with what you said. My number 5 are the Pumas. As an adult, I do have a pair of these in my closet right now. I like them a lot. I do. I mainly wear just low top sneakers. That's kind of my style now.
Well, because you got them slender twinkle toes, right?
No, fat fucking feet.
Okay.
Fat fucking size 12s,
like I didn't know the answer to that.
So
twinkle toes over here.
But like kind of thinking back, like as a kid, I didn't really appreciate these. I do think they had a lot of cool colors. I'm sure the number of colors that existed back then pales in comparison what exists today. But I still like them today. I like all these shoes actually, but that's going to be my number 5.
Yeah, not a bad call. I love the Pumas too, and I love the versatility and the number of different styles. Yeah. For me, they're a little bit too much like European kiss-assy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you go in Europe and it just feels like everybody's got them all, and they're all like, I'm a croissant, whatever. And it's like, okay, Nike's, go Nike. You can keep your croissant. I'm having a breakfast sandwich. But I do like them. Kind of makes you feel like slightly sophisticated.
A little bit.
A little caveat to what I just said about the European vibe. Like it almost makes you feel like you're a little more cultured. And they come in a million shapes and sizes. I just feel like I played them out. Yeah. And they need a little refresh or something. Again, same thing with the Samba, right? It's been the same shoe since what you said, 1948.
Yeah, 49. Yeah.
Either way, shit. You know what I'm saying?
So do you have Pumas at your 4?
Pumas 4, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think we're kind of on the same page here a little bit. I have the Sambas at 4. So I do remember having them. Like I just mentioned, I do have a wider foot. So these were a very slimming shoe. I don't remember them being as comfortable as some other shoes. I definitely know I had them at some point as a child. I never bought another pair.
Well, you get the Fred Flintstones, dude. I mean,
yeah. I did like
these are European cut. These aren't for me and you.
I know. I just liked them. I liked them a little bit better than the Pumas. I went back and forth with the Puma and the Samba. So yeah, to me, this is like a 5A and a 5B situation.
Yeah,
they're both
I agree.
both the bottom, but yeah, I think we're just a little bit off. So
I might go out and buy me some Sambas. Actually, now that you even brought it up, why not? Just like have around.
I bet you they're $49, $69, something like that. Like pretty cheap.
Whatever. You probably get it same day on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
And they're just like at your house before you even add to cart.
Yeah, you order them now; they're at your house by 8 a.m.
I don't know about you, man, but where I live, I get that like 4 to 8 p.m. today option more and more often. It's insane.
It's great.
All right.
Hit us with the 3.
Enough about that. And I do have, just so you know, at the end, some honorable mismentions.
Yeah, that's fine. I'd love to talk through some of those.
So, British Knights,
Okay.
number 3. And they rose through the list only because this picture, first of all, ding, hopefully it's right there. They are so, like, early 90s retro cool.
Yeah.
And I remember having a couple of these, and you nailed it, man. If you won Double Dare, your whole family got British Knights, right? Like, what a cheap fucking prize.
Yeah.
Like, you win Jeopardy, you get like 20 grand. You win Double Dare, right? Which is probably harder than Jeopardy. Let's be serious. I don't know. You get like $160 worth of sneaks for the whole family.
Yeah.
But these things they're badass. I had a couple pairs, and in fact, I had like some like late into college that like survived a little bit. And those were my party shoes.
Yeah.
Like when I was going out big time, you know, I put on my tracksuit and the British Knights. Ain't nobody stopping me.
Dude, it's a talking point. You know, like it's a point of, conversation. I get it.
It's like, dude, them British Knights, and you'd be like, damn straight.
Yeah.
Right? You'd look them right in the eye. They had nothing to say. You'd be like, hell yeah, they are.
Yeah.
I don't even know if they were from Britland or what where they're from.
New York, NYC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, yeah, they rose quickly through the list for me just from personal, nostalgia and, like, just personal opinion.
Yeah. So I feel like my number 3 is going to be a little bit of a controversial pick, but I'm going with Air Jordans.
God damn it. Nobody likes you.
I really realized over kind of COVID quarantine how out of touch with Michael Jordan I was growing up. I watched that Michael Jordan docuseries, The Last Dance.
Yeah. He kind of seems like an asshole now.
Well, no, I'm just saying, like, I don't remember any of that. Like, that series was brand new information to me at that time I watched it. I was never dialed into the Bulls. I never really followed Michael Jordan growing up. I certainly remember the commercials, but now that I watched that, I feel it's really weird, like how I never watched him play basketball on the TV.
How?
I don't know.
What the hell are you doing?
It feels weird, right? Like, what did I black out in my childhood? That, like, maybe there's a chunk of my childhood missing that I just don't remember.
You don't remember Marv Albert just like, yes!
So basketball was not big for me growing up.
Biting hooker. Didn't he bite a hooker and then he was away for a while? Okay.
Yeah.
He's back now.
He bit a hooker, I think, dressed in ladies' clothes.
Yeah, who hasn't been there, though, in his defense?
Ladies' clothes and those Minnetonkan shoes, but...
It's honestly, we've
comfy.
all been there, right?
Wants the comfy feet.
You might as well be comfortable, if you're going to be biting somebody.
So, yeah, that's why the Air Jordans, they get a number 3 spot. I never owned them. They were certainly cool. I remember them, but I also never remember really wanting them. So, yeah, that's why they're going to get the 3 spot. Definitely cooler than the Sambas and the Adidas, but the Pumas, I mean. But, yeah, that's as far as I can go with the Air Jordans.
If you wanted them, though, you would get them. You spoiled little bitch. Remember, you would get everything.
Yeah, I mean,
going back to the Nintendo game episode.
Yeah,
you had them all. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you a little bitch, but I did.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's cool.
Live with it. All right. I don't really understand that pick, but
It's just, it's weird that I was never obsessed with him at all, and I don't know why.
All right. So I remember, I obviously always been a Sixers fan. Let's call it what it is, right? But the Sixers, for a while there sucked. Dana Barros, Jerry Stackhouse. I can't even name like some good players during the Jordan era. But I remember Barkley went to the Suns, and the Suns Bulls rivalry was kind of cool. That was always on TV.
Yep.
And I don't know. He was just. We were watching a lot of basketball back then. I would always go over to the neighbor's house, who shall remain nameless. But I just feel like the Bulls were constantly on TV, and I wasn't a fan. I didn't like the Bulls, but you knew greatness when you saw it, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck were they? 72-9 one year, or 71 and whatever the hell they were. They had the best record up until Golden State just beat it. 2016. But you knew greatness when you saw it. And the 2 years Jordan retired, they didn't win. And then the 3 he came back and they won 3 more. I mean, just give me a break.
Yeah. Like
There's
I said,
an obvious reason.
I thought that documentary was awesome just because it was actually like new information for me. So that was 10 hours of just kind of like gripping sports documentary. It was great.
Real quick, Scottie Pippen got screwed, man. He made like no money during his playing career. And he was one of the greatest basketball players of all time. He just happened to be in the shadow.
But he also
didn't say like he made like $19 million in his playing career or something.
He also signed a 9-year deal. He locked it in.
Yeah. It was partially his fault, I guess, for signing that deal. But come on, man.
He said he wanted to have security for his family, which I get that. But
yeah, $19 million in early '90s money. That's family security. He's good.
Yeah.
It's just a shame because like Jordan's a billionaire now.
Yeah.
Horace Grant, oh man, they were the best. Remember, he wasn't in NBA Jam.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Because you can't get the licensing.
No.
So.
All right.
Hit me with
Am I
that
on
too.
number 2?
Yeah.
The pumps, dude.
All right.
I had some pumps as a kid, and I remember I had the first set of pumps. And this picture right here, please put it right here. Those things I would kill for that set of shoes right now.
Yeah.
Just the all white, you know what I mean, with the orange pump on top. Because then they got real creative and they started like raising the pump, and they had the Insta pumps with that the little whatever. I always remember the kid Dan Amoroso. Yeah, he was a sneakerhead we went to middle school with. Always had the latest and greatest stuff. He had the Insta pump. Those things are awesome.
Yeah.
I can't really say enough about them other than like nostalgia through and through. I don't know if you can still buy a Reebok Pump. I don't think you can. But man, I would wear those high tops right there, hopefully right here, in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
And I remember at the time, like my dad made me cut the grass for like 10 weeks before he allowed me to buy it. Like they were like $100 back then or more.
Yeah.
So it was a big deal. My dad's like, no, you don't want those. You want these other ones. I was like, no, I want those. He's like, all right, we're cutting the grass for 10 weeks. So I feel like I earned them back then.
Yeah.
And those shoes are awesome.
Yeah. So my number 2 is going to be the British Knights. I never did have a pair of British Knights, but since they were a prize on Nickelodeon, I always wanted them. Like I always remembered there was this longing to have a pair of British Knights. I don't know how to explain
we keep
it.
Coming back to that.
Like they were cool. Whatever. It was. So they never got me to buy them, but I did want them, right? So how many other kids' parents just bought them for them? Like British Knights signing on with Nickelodeon probably sold them a ton of shoes. It's still what I remember about the brand today. But kind
Me too. I even cut you off before you even said it. Like I obviously agree.
Yeah. Looking back on that, like pretty big fucking idiot, like compared to some of these other shoes, but it's a number 2 on my list. Always wanted them, thought they were cool, and it was like, man, it was almost like, oh, if you're a contest winner, like you're getting these. So I don't know. There was just a thing about it. That was an important part of life, I guess, back then. That's my number 2.
Your grand prize was a trip back to where you already are at Universal Studios. Yeah. It's like, cool. We can come back and my dad can spend $1 million more on pizza and pina coladas and whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Thanks,
this
Mark.
Was
like, he's like,
Mark Summers.
Jesus
you know he's a
Christ.
Philadelphia. You know he's a Philadelphia guy, right?
Yeah.
He's from Philly.
Double Dare started here, and like on Access Cable.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Can't tell me he's probably got some skeletons in the closet. Anyway, I digress. This list was over before it started.
yeah,
And
I get it.
I've never felt that you were more of an idiot than right now.
I know.
Undisputed heavyweight champ. The reason even like people talk about sneakers or why they exist are the Air Jordans.
Yeah.
They go for ungodly money. Some of them are cool. Some of them are ugly as hell. I will say that,
Yeah.
right? Even the ugly as hell ones. But you share with me these original ones here.
I believe these are the ones, yeah.
You could probably sell those for like $14 billion right now.
Oh, the other
I
thing is
don't
that
even know.
you can buy Chinese-made ones for $7.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, but like people know.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said, I had this coworker that like can like sniff it out, and I'm like, dude, I don't mind walking down the street in like the $7 ones, and just nobody's gonna examine my feet.
Yeah, but he'll
Just
look
like
at he'll be like, oh, this front stitching on this 1/4 inch area is wrong.
But yeah, you have to assume that like somebody can get close enough that like there's probably money to be made there.
Yeah.
Point is, there's been a lot of players of various sports that have tried to make the same like endorsement deal with like a sneaker manufacturer or whatever. LeBron even, right? Doesn't he have like LeBrons or whatever? It doesn't work.
Yeah.
The Jordans are the thing, man. Nike with Jordan, and even when you go back and watch that documentary, there was a whole thing where Jordan, I think they both took a chance on each other, I think, at the time.
Yeah, because Nike was not like the official shoe of the NBA. They were kind of small.
Yeah.
It was who was the head of Nike? I want to say Phil Knight.
Well, Phil Knight is the shoe dog millionaire, or what's his name? He's the
Nike guy, right?
Yeah, he is. Phil Knight, yeah.
Yeah, so I think it's Phil Knight that like kind of made that deal. Fucking people will tell us when we're wrong, but
I don't care either. We're close enough. But yeah, so it was like it kind of like Jordan wasn't at like really anybody yet, and Nike wasn't anybody yet, and now look at like how that worked out.
billions, crazy.
More than yeah.
Like
So yeah, you can't argue with the Air Jordan being
get it.
number one on this list. It was stupid for you to even. But that's what I expect out of you. So
Yeah.
what do you got for number one?
So it's the pumps, man. There was never a doubt in my mind going through this list. Definitely a no-brainer. I can remember the trip where I got my first pair of pumps. I don't remember what store it was, but it was in the mall. I specifically remember the trip. We were in the same
Probably
class.
Foot Locker.
We were in the same class in 4th grade. And like you just said, like these shoes were $100+, right? And we kind of grew up in the same area. We're both middle class. Our parents didn't have tons of disposable income to spend $100 on kids' sneakers.
My dad was pissed off.
Yeah, so I remember trying on 4 to 5 different kind of shoes on this trip, and it was really weird. All of the non-Reebok Pump shoes just didn't fit right. It was so weird.
That's so weird how that happens.
I don't understand why that happened, but
Dad, these hurt my feet.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
I tried those pumps on, and man, it was like the perfect fit. And I was like, oh look, you can adjust the air. As an adult, I'm like really embarrassed by that trip actually, and like I hate it that like my parents spent that kind of money on the shoes, but at the time, I remember them. They were like the Miami Dolphins type colors. The next
It's like
day,
teal and whatever.
the next day in class, you're like, look, the pump shoes, the cool shoes. You made some type of comment.
I did?
Yeah, you specifically, I could remember it.
Those things are probably you probably had a size 12 in 4th grade. No one knew, so that they might still fit you.
Christ, I wish I still had them, but like as a kid, it was my best kid sneaker memory. I can remember it vividly. Number one, without a doubt.
I get the memory thing. That is important.
Yeah.
And it was probably like, do you want to wear your old ones out or you want to wear the new ones out? You would put the old fucking things in the box because I'm walking out of this mall with these things on. And I'm getting a slice of pizza on the way out of here.
Yeah. Like a fucking king, you know?
And you remember the first like scuff you got on it, right? It was like, Devastating.
Sucked.
All right. Well, honestly, we're pretty close in this list. We got Pumps and Jordans and BKs towards the top. You got Samba, Puma towards the bottom. Good list. Not. I must applaud you on this one because usually you're kind of an idiot.
Yeah.
You did it right.
Yeah. I liked it.
Finally. Couple of mismentions.
I got one too, but yeah, let's see what you got.
LA Gear.
Okay.
Remember the LA Gears with the little flipped gills all the way down the side?
Yeah, and then didn't they also have LA Lights?
Yeah, they had the lights. They would light up. They were the first light up ones.
You would like hit it, and then there would be lights around them.
Yeah, like my daughter still has them, but she's 6. Like, and all her kids like. And then Air Maxes.
Air Max. Oh, is that?
They had the air all the way around the back.
Oh, yeah.
They still make them.
Yeah, I wanted to go just with one Nike, and there's the one.
I get it. I'm just throwing some out there so we don't get thrown shade. What's your mismention?
So coolest shoe ever. The Nike Air
Converse
Mag.
All-Star?
The Nike Air Mag from Back to the Future. Nike had 2 production runs of them, like very, very limited, but like one of those shoes was actually done, I think, within the last 10 years, and it actually did have the automatic laces.
I saw they sold out like immediately.
They made 200 of them or something. Yeah.
They probably made an odd number because they knew that people don't even care. They just want one shoe.
Yeah. But yeah, that's one of the coolest shoes ever. I do like the Chuck Taylors. I'm a fan of the Chuck Taylor low tops. I have 2 pair in my closet right now. Those just weren't in. I didn't remember those as a kid. That kind of seems like it's almost like our parents' age.
I think of the Sandlot because they had the PF Flyers or whatever, and then I think of our version of hipsters in high school, which were more like probably like hippies.
Hippies, yeah.
Hippie dippy, whatever that would have them that thought it was cool.
Yeah.
Love those shoes though.
Yeah.
I'm more of a high top guy, but they're classic.
I get you. So that's it. That's all.
You don't like my little snippy slippies?
I mean, like I said, when we do the ladies rankings, we'll toss them in there.
All right. Well, they feel great when I take the trash out. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, good episode again. If you want to buy one of these hoodies, maybe just Venmo Dennis $100 so he can go to Vegas and spend all my money.
Yeah.
Cool. Did you gamble at all, or you just sit around the pool and lose money on purpose?
Did a couple pool days. Did some like video craps just at the casino we were staying at, but like nothing crazy.
You always love hitting the casinos.
I like the casinos, yeah.
You've always been a casinos guy.
Yeah.
All right. Well, this felt like a good episode.
Yeah,
we'll see. Why don't you wrap us up here, idiot?
All right, man. So thanks, Wheels. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. We look forward to being back next week with a new RankEmz list. Thanks to all of our followers. Please share if you enjoy our content. Please subscribe. Follow us on all social media apps at RankEmz Podcast. We have accounts on TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchats. We also do now have RankEmz.com and RankEmzPodcast.com. Please make sure. Yeah, we do. Please make sure to comment, like, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All links will be listed below by our producer and engineer, Smitty. Thanks for everything that you do, Smitty, and kind of all the graphics and shit you put up here. It's been really great. I know that you've put together a real nice little sneakers episode. So thanks all for listening, and we'll be back again next week. Thanks, Wheels.
Can you said thanks to like 100 times, and I got one thanks.
Yeah, well, I mean, you pissed me off a little bit this episode, so.
All right, we'll deal with it. Good night, idiot.
Later.
Love you. Love everybody out there.